Well, hi everyone. Today I'm interviewing a new teacher for AIM Academy. We have a new French teacher, Sally Barstow. So if you want to just introduce yourself.
Sure. Bonjour Kate et bonjour tout le monde. Je m'appelle Sally Barstow et je viens de Virginie où j'habite tout près de Charlottesville à la campagne. Et j'habite avec mon mari et mon fils le plus jeune. J'ai 5 enfants, mais les autres sont partis de la maison. Cette année, je vais enseigner le français 1 et le français 2 à AIM Academy. So, hello everybody. My name is Sally Barstow, and I'm from Virginia, where I live outside of Charlottesville in the countryside. I have 5 children. 4 of them have moved on, but I live here with my husband and my youngest son. This year, I'll be teaching French 1 and French 2 at AIM Academy.
And how did you hear about AIM, or how did you get involved with AIM Academy?
Well, years ago, I was homeschooling in upstate New York, and I actually remember hearing Deborah Bell speak at one of our conferences with the LEA, at the LEA convention. And so she has always been in my mind, but I have a friend here in Charlottesville who does some work for Deb, and I believe she was the one who told Deborah about me, and we have gone from there.
Great. And so what do you like the most about teaching French?
Well, I adore French. I first learned it because my heritage is Belgian, and I wanted to be able to speak with my relatives in Belgium. I've traveled and studied in France a few years back, but really enjoyed the time that I traveled there. I lived in Europe during high school. My father was in the military, so that was probably my first introduction to Europe and languages outside of English. But I love the French language, the way it sounds. I love teaching people about the French language. And in particular, I like to teach native English speakers because I believe I can relate to the pitfalls and the trials of trying to understand how to pronounce a language where you don't say all the letters, right, or even learning some of the vocabulary. I like to teach them some of the tricks that I've employed in learning French.
Okay, and what would you tell a student who's thinking about maybe choosing French as the language they want to learn? What are like some top reasons to pick French?
Sure. Back in the 80s and 90s, Spanish was becoming the big language and to choose for American students. But I think we lost sight of the importance of French. It has always been known as a language of culture, and it is. But in today's world, with the global economy and worldwide events, French more and more is becoming a very important language to learn. It is one of the diplomatic languages at the UN. It's one of the primary languages in the European Union. If you want to pursue international studies or economics or marketing and business, there are emerging countries in Africa where French is the primary language of the country because it unites the multiple languages of the native country into or under French as its primary language. It's also the second widest language studied outside of English in the world. So that amounts to French may be the common language you find with someone who speaks a different language. So it's a very important language to learn.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
As someone who chose French, it's gotten me out of a lot of jams in the Middle East and Vietnam. It's like, oh, let me try French. Maybe
that's right.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I have found the same thing. We went to Italy a few years back, and nobody in our group spoke Italian. And our hostess did not speak English, but she and I both found that we both spoke French, and in fact, we were both French teachers. So it ended up being it ended up being our lifeline to
Right.
ordering and
Right.
just getting what we needed. So
You
yeah.
wouldn't think, but yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, thanks so much. We're really excited to have you on board at AIM Academy, and thanks for talking a little bit with us about your class.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. It's nice to talk with you.